Welcome back, everyone. Today we have Bart and Jennifer Mills here, our local movie reviewers. And today I'm kind of excited about this one because we're, hopefully you are too, we're going to be talking about the movie Napoleon. And of course, that's based on the life of, Napoleon Bonaparte. So tell us a little about Napoleon.
All right, this is the Ridley Scott biopic we've all been waiting for a while. And I think, it's Joaquin Phoenix plays the titular character Napoleon. Vanessa Kirby plays Josephine, his famous love interest. There's not a lot of other cast in there. This is really a Ridley Scott movie, and it's really just a sort of straightforward. I can't say straightforward. This is what in the 1960s David Lean would have made into a straightforward great man biopic of Napoleon. But because it's Ridley Scott and this is, 2000 whatever, it's more complex than that, and it has more failings because of it.
Right.
Well, I will say that when I was watching the movie review, or the review, not the reviews, but like the highlights, I guess, on YouTube, that, the cinematography actually looks pretty amazing. So hopefully the scenes are beautiful to watch.
Well, that's about the only good thing I can say. I feel like Ridley should have chosen a lane. Like, this was either going to be a story about the successes of Napoleon and how he rose to greatness, or failures, or a love story with Josephine. And it seemed like he was trying to do both and failed at both, in my opinion. I didn't find him remotely lovable. Allegedly they had this amazing love story, and I just couldn't buy that at all. And then it just fell short on, him as a great leader too. So I think this, as I was telling Bart, I think this would have been better as like an HBO series where he had plenty of time to flesh all that out, because apparently there's like a 4-hour director's cut with everything that they had to cut out of this. And this is already 2.5 hours.
I was just going to ask you if it's a long movie or not, but 2.5 hours, that's kind of long. I mean, well, normal, I guess, these days.
It's fairly, by contemporary standards, it's about, where we are these days. It feels longer just because, again, it's kind of a drag. And in the back of your brain, knowing that there's a 4-hour cut, you can't help but think, wow, there might be a good movie in here somewhere. Right. We just didn't get to see it because it's just what it is literally just battle scene, which are beautifully shot, well rendered, and absolutely just, you don't see movies anymore where you see 1,000 extras with muskets, and horses. So it's great to see that, especially on the big screen. But the story in between, there's a lot of what they always say is show, don't tell. There's a lot of telling. We hear that he's the world's greatest leader. We just never see him lead. So it's a challenge in terms of the narrative focus. And frankly, Joaquin Phoenix, who is one of our great actors, is horribly cast here.
Right.
I was just going to ask you, was it going to be the writing? Is it going to be the acting? Or is it going to be both that's not the most pleasant to watch?
Well, and we really like Joaquin Phoenix, but not as Napoleon. I mean, this was just a very bad casting choice.
Yeah. So, all right. So I know there was some backlash on the internet saying, not the best movie. So I'm guessing that you're going to pretty much say the same thing. So what do you think? Thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs sideways? Throw it out the window? I'm
a thumbs down on it just because it had so much potential and it fell so short. I think, if you're a history buff, you're going to be angry because the history is probably not accurate. It is a piece of historic fiction. Just go and aware of that. I mean, if you really like, if you're a really big fan of battle scenes on horseback, and who isn't, and you really want to see it, go. But I'd say, maybe wait for the 4-hour version to come out and hopefully see it on a big screen.
All right. So a thumbs down for Napoleon, however.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Sorry.
That's all right. Well, Bart and Jennifer, thank you so much for coming out. Always a pleasure.
Thank you.
And
thanks for having us.
You're welcome. And don't go away. We have more when we return.